Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be doing some PICO-8, as you can see from the title. So it's a techno kid as always. Thanks. So my first day, got 5 subscribers, that's decent. For my first ever day of doing YouTube on this account. So as you know, PICO-8, if you have watched my previous video, PICO-8 is, one sec, let me get to there we go, that's the website. It is where you can play, create and share tiny games and other cartridges. It has thousands of other community made projects and resources. So yeah, it's a game maker basically, and it's real fun to use. As long as you understand it, you get tutorials and stuff. It's real fun, honestly. So you got all of this stuff, but that's not what I'm talking about today. So if we go into PICO-8, just go up. Oops. Enter ls directory. So today we're going to be doing land it, as you've seen from the title. Load land it. Here we go. So as you know, we've got all of this. We've got the code, the script, the sprite editor. We have the map. That's not needed because I'm using the code to draw the map. We've got audio. That'll be. That's the thrust noise, for instance. We've got music here. That's just some of the audio. We've got quite a bit. And then we've got the music player. This is for the this is like a theme tune. All handmade by me. Alright, so if we just run the game straight away. Oh, okay, this. So if we run. Basically what the game is, there's a little music thing that you get introduced to, and what it is it's you have to land, as you can see the target down there, you have to land your vehicle on it, the spaceship, and that's, you can hear the thrust noise that I showed you. Yeah, that's this is, and gravity and everything. So, but I'm not going down, look, if I go shooting up, I'm not touching anything. Go shooting down. Also there's borders, you can't go too far up, can't go across, can't go on any of the sides. So yeah, we have to land on here successfully. So I'm slowly gliding across. So as you can see, we've got a smiley face because we landed well, but there are 2 ways that you can die in this, and it will be randomly generated to look. But it's now got a different place. We've got stars in the background, so it's space. But these are 2 ways you can die. You can hit the rock, obviously. That's an obvious one. So as you can see, we've exploded. And it says, yeah, it says you exploded as well. But also, you could also, if I can land on the target perfectly, but what can happen is, I can go really fast. Look, I think I've got myself in a just position. I just land really fast. So I landed on the target, but the thing is, I was going too fast. So now if you want to get to explaining the game. So as you can see, this is just all of this. It's quite irrelevant really. This is, well, it's not relevant, but this is, none of this will make sense until we create all of the stuff here. So this is function initiate the game. We've got make player, make ground. We'll come across this as we go down. So yeah, function update. This sort of area, second tick. It's not that useful. Basically, if you are staying in the air for too long, if you are there for 600,000 seconds. Then the game will automatically restart. I mean, it's not that useful, but it was fun to, it was fun to make and figure out. And here we've got, if not game over, then move player and check land. Again, we're going to come across them because we're making it. Else, if we press X, this means if you're dead, then we function initiate. So we'll restart the game. So yeah, let's go down a bit. We get to check land, that's a function that was right here. So if we go to check land, this is going to be the land. So this is if our ship, because this says left side of ship, as you can see. And you've got bottom side and right side. So yeah, this is like the left x coordinate, right coordinate, and the bottom coordinate. That's what that stands for. And floor, y plus 7, that means that's how many pixels are in each sprite. So for instance, that line, that's 7 pixels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, it's not. Oh damn. Oh no, it's 8. Yeah, sorry. Because if you plus 7, say there was something there already. If you're doing 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you'll collide with that. That's what I mean. So yeah, sorry, I can forget stuff sometimes. So here we've got over pad, which means if you're over the pad, then it's success. And if you're on pad, so over pad means if you're over the pad, like all of your ships land on it. So if all of these have collided with it, then it will be game over. So yeah, I mean, yeah, game over, but you won. And here we've got on pad, which is basically the same thing, but it's on pad, not over pad. So if you're over pad and on pad, and you are slow, which is why I hit myself really fast, then it will be end game equals true. But else if you're over pad and on pad, then game equals false because you have to be slow. Else for I think I is the ship that I've chosen. If the left, right, if it's these certain angles, then the ground will be equivalent to bottom Y, then endgame is false. So yeah. Now we've got if function endgame 1, that's how you win. It's basic, it's just game over equals true and win equals 1. And if win, then sound effects 6, so if you win, then it will play the sound, it will play this sound, if you win. So yeah, that's what it will do then. And then if you die, if you don't win, then it will do 2. Oh god, clicked the wrong one. I'm quite proud of my sounds. Sorry, I love making music on this game. It's really good fun. Something you just fiddle about with for ages and ages. But anyway, that's off topic. So now we've got function move player. That will be player like axis plus gravity. This is adding gravity. Thrust again, it's going to be a function later on. You will see it. So this will be the moving of the ship, and this will be the player, which is sprite 1. And this is this is the rubber tool. This is sprite 1. That's actually sprite 0. This one. Okay, it's a rubber. You can make it whatever you want really. This is going to go a bit off topic, but it doesn't matter. So look, if I can make the rubber like, I don't know, can be a real life rubber, I guess. I don't know, I've never made rubber in my life, honestly. So look, we've just got something here, fill it in. That's the fill tool, by the way. Give it some like, I don't know, texture. So yeah, that's like, I don't know, it's a rubber, I guess. So if I was to put something there, you could just do the delete tool, or this, stamp, gets rid of stuff. Or, if I was to place something down, oh, sorry, if I place that down, I could use that to rub it out. So yeah, that's basic enough, I guess. It's fun, it's a cool feature. It's sort of like an Easter egg, because I never noticed it until I realised you could change it. Stay on screen, that's also going to be a function. So look, if I just show you real quick, just run the game. The stay on screen function means I can't go there, can't go up either, and I can't go over there. So I can't go where the black bit is. I'll highlight it right now. That's what it is. So yeah. Well yeah, here we've got the function here. So if the player x coordinate is 0, then it will reset, so you can't go across it. And it's the same thing with the other one. So 119, I think that's how far the whole screen is. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Self-explanatory for every single bit. So yeah, this is the thrust, as you can see. Add thrust to the movement. If button 0, 0, 1 and 2 is the left arrow, up arrow and right arrow. So this is so if you press, so button 0, there's no thrust for 0 and 2 because that's left and right. It will just like, you'll go across, but it will just decrease the thrust. But if you press button 1, which is up, then that would be, so what would this would be? This would be going up. So yeah, this would be going up. So now, if we go on to this, hang on. Alright, so if you just want to look at that real quick, pretty self-explanatory. Give you a bit of time. Yeah, so if you looked at that, that's pretty cool. So yeah, so if button's 0 or button 1 or button 2, then it will play the sound effect 9. So what if you press that, and that's the thrust noise. Very, very basic. As you can hear, it's literally 1. So yeah, these are all this is the SFX, I'll get onto that later. So now if we go on to draw, this is an important one, it will clear the screen, CLS, and it will draw stars, draw ground, draw player. That's what I mean, that's why I didn't draw anything, because this has already been automatically drawn, sorry, bad English. So if game over, then, if it's game over, if you win, so if it's 1, it will say you landed at coordinates on the screen, so that's in the middle. Else, you've exploded, but it will always press X to relaunch, and it will do, so if you could see, if sec equals 0 and tick equals 1, then sound effects 8. And so if that happens, then this will be played. So that's just at the start of the game, as you know, because look, listen. So yeah, that's at the start of the game. But anyway, now we go down. So this is, I've never been good with this one, but I think this is for the buttons. So if you return to the floor, and the high and low is +1, then you'll add some more low. So you'll go lower by 1. Oh, this is function draw stars. So this is SRAND, which will be 1, I think. Oh yeah, color 1, which is in there for the background. And for that to equal, for I to equal 150, for that's how many stars are going to be drawn between 1 and 50 every time. Then it will set these coordinates to draw in, and all space that it's got. So yeah, now we've got the function make player. So this is the coordinates that it will spawn in, and the player sprite, as you know, that is sprite 1. And it's alive right now because it just spawned in, so it's true. And the thrust is 0.075. So we can fiddle about with this. So look, right now it's like this. So right now it's like that, but if we were to set this to like 1, 1, 1, let's have a look. See that? What's this? It's mental. So that's what it is, but we're not going to fiddle about with that. That's not good to fiddle about with. Just got to make sure that this is now better. Alright. What you could add in is you could make it get harder every time, so the thrust gets heavier and heavier. So there could be levels because you can't go over a certain limit. As you know, 111 is mentalness. So yeah, all of this is just drawing player, this next function. So this is the sprite, player sprite. You've got the X coordinates and the Y coordinates. If game over and win, then it will draw the sprite 5, which is, but this, it won't draw it on it. This is sprite 5. It will draw it above it. Because look, the sprite 5, there will be the Y coordinate -7, so it will be above it. That is the win flag. Well, actually, I could change that. Win face. There we go. Else if it's game over, no win, then sprite 4, that means it's crashed, which is that, the explosion. So yeah, and now if you press button 2, then it will be sprite 6 +8, so it will go under it by 8 basically. And this is sprite 6. None of these matter, these were for a test, but yeah, I'm not using them. and this will happen. So you will see the fire. So yeah, else if it's the same thing, if you press any of the buttons, left arrow key, top arrow key, right arrow key, it will make that. So now we got on to make ground. So this is creating the ground, obviously. It's pretty self-explanatory. So the highest point it can ever get to is 96. So 96 pixels high. And the lowest point is 120 pixels low, if you know what I mean. But 120 is obviously the lowest bit in the whole map. So now we've got to set up the landing pad. So the pad width is 15. So it's this. And so yeah, that's one of them. Then we've got pad. So this is the coordinates of where it can spawn in. 0 to 126, which is everywhere, pretty much, apart from one little pixel on either edge. This is creating ground for it. This is just randomizing it. So this is creating the right area of the pad. So it would be creating this here. So yeah, we've got that, and then it's the left. So here. So yeah, again, it's pretty self-explanatory. So now if we're drawing the ground, this is the last function in the game to make the game. So this function draw ground for the coordinates to be 0 to 127. They will spawn between these areas, so 127 to 5 pixels. And then we've got the sprite. If it lands on, it lands on between these pixels 2 to 1. So yeah, that is literally the whole game. And we've also got these sound effects as well. As we've got like that. We've got stuff like that. Also got stuff like, we've got loads of them. I was thinking about doing that, but I didn't, because I realised that it wasn't very high paced. This is quite a nice one. We could have made the speed a bit higher though, look. So if you left click it, then it gets faster. Hang on, that's not alright. If you go to like, oh, it makes it slower, sorry. If you right click it, it goes down. So you can go to like 13. Also got some stuff here. It's best at 15, listen, it's fast. So there we go. So yeah, this is... That was my very first end game noise for it. So yeah, this is pretty much it. So if we just save land it, because that's what it's called. Yes, and shut down. So, thank you for watching. Please drop a sub. Hope you enjoyed it. It was just a basic video on my second one, because the first one, people did like it, because I put it on my Instagram. I'm not going to reveal that for now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.